There is a difference between creating a blog post and creating a static page. Now, a static page is information that won't change until you update it, whereas when we create a blog, what we can do is we can create a rolling order of all the blog posts that are on your website. So it looks like your website's being constantly updated every time you add a new post. To give an example of that, here's the Dargable website, and you can see that there's a reverse chronological order of their school news. Now obviously they're using that as school news, but you could have a blog for each one of your departments, each one of your classes. All you have to do with the blog is set up a blog category, and then each time you post to that category, the blog will go to the relevant page, and we'll show you how to set that up quickly. So looking back at the Trinity website, there's a couple of steps we need to take. First, we need to create a series of blog categories for all the different kinds of category you'd like to create. We then need to create a blog post, and we need to tell that post where to sit in our top menu. So if we're clicking on the dashboard, we're going to go to the post button, we're going to hover over categories, and now we can see that there's already one category there called uncategorized, which is the default category. I'm creating a new category called school news. I'm just typing the title and then adding the category at the bottom of the page. And now all we have to do is hover over the plus button at the top, and we can create our first blog post. Now creating a page and creating a blog are pretty much the exact same thing. Once we add this post headings, we can just call it test blog post, and we can give it some information. Just for the sake of example, I'm going to show you that you can add in the exact same media to this. So we'll add in an image, and we'll add in a document, just to show you that this information is the exact same as what you put on a page. We've inserted that. I'm going to delete this box here, and then we can just insert a document after that. Now the only difference between a page and a blog post is that on the post we have to select a category, and that category is down the right hand side at the very bottom. I'm going to hit school news and publish this. Now when I publish it, we haven't put the blog category into any menu, so it's not going to show anywhere. So our next step is to create the menu item for the blog category. So I'm just going to go back to visit site so that I can have that overview of the website. I'm going to hover over the top where it says menus, and this is going to take us back into our menu portion. Now already we've added a series of pages and custom links to our menu, but we're going to go down until we see categories. Now all the categories that you create would appear here, so if you've created them for each department, they would appear here. Right now we're just going to click school news, press add, and it's going to go to the bottom. And I'm just going to drag that into a position I like. Now we already have a static page called school news, and I'm going to delete that and instead replace it with this category. So now when we save that menu and go back to visit the Trinity High School homepage, we can now see that the option for school news is still there, but this time it's a blog page. So clicking on school news, we can see that latest blog post that we created called test blog post. Now it appears on this page because the category is school news, and we've put the category school news into the menu, but that could be science, physics, whatever departments you want to create. It really just depends on the needs of your school. So when you design your menu, it's also important to think about, do you need to blog, and if you do need to blog, what categories do you need, and then they would have to be reflected in your menu. Now just to show you how quickly it is to add to this, we're going to hover over the plus button at the top again and create a second post. It's just another basic test. We'll go through the same process, fill it in, and select school news at the bottom, and when we publish it and go back to that page, we'll see that there's a second post. And here we are clicking on school news, and we can see test post 2 on top of test post 1. So it goes in a nice reverse chronological order, making it easy to follow, showing your latest news at the top and scrolling down through all the oldest news. In terms of kind of the maintenance of your blogs, if we click into the dashboard area, go back to posts and look at the all posts button, we can now see all the posts that we've created for our blogs. I'm just going to highlight the two that we've created already. I'm going to select move to trash and apply, so they're gone. So if I go back to the site and go back to the news page, there's going to be nothing to show there, and Globe will tell you that there's nothing to be shown here, and that's because we've now not created any blog posts. But as soon as we create one and post it to school news, it will sit there and take away this message. So it's very easy to delete and create blog posts, and it's a really easy way of keeping your website current if you choose to use it.